Hey guys, thank you so much for following on over here to the Awesome Padron Show. We're going to talk about an older, not old, but like relatively old. We actually saw this movie quite some time ago, but we decided to just talk about it because we've been wanting to talk about this movie on here for a little bit.
Yeah, it's such a different kind of movie that's kind of hard not to talk about on our channel.
Yeah, and that movie is, by now, is Skinamarink, and it's a movie where I really cannot actually. It'd be really hard for me to recommend this movie to somebody.
Yeah.
I personally like this movie quite a bit. But it's very difficult for me to recommend this movie to anybody because I really need to know like your taste. I need to get a good grasp of your taste,
Right.
Because it's a movie where, like, honestly, straight up, go watch the trailer. Watch the trailer. If that trailer interests you, like honestly, if you could watch that trailer and say, "Hey, this for 2 hours would be great."
Yeah.
Then you probably like it. But if you watch that trailer and you're like, "Oh no, I don't watch it because you're not going to like it."
Yeah, and I'm honestly really glad that I was able to see it in theaters, which is funny because my sister has told me that like all the reviews she's seen on YouTube for this video, the review for this video, reviews she's watched on YouTube for this movie have all said that it's a movie that they recommend people watch at home. But for me, I feel like it's the opposite. Unless you're like completely alone, it's at nighttime, all the lights off. I guess any of a big TV, I guess maybe, then it would work the same. But just being at the theater just was that much more immersive in this movie. Because this movie, if you don't know anything about it, there's like very minimal dialogue. It's filmed to look like it's a really old movie or like a VHS tape. And you don't really see the characters' faces or anybody like at all, barely.
Yeah.
Whenever you see characters, it's usually like just like at ground level and you only see like up to their ankles. But you barely see any people, and you barely get any dialogue. There's no music in the movie other than what's on the old cartoons. Like there's no like score for the movie or anything.
Yeah, most of the shots are just shots of like furniture, walls, corners. That's pretty much all the shots. And like I'm saying, like that trailer is a good representation. I saw people in the comments of the trailer like, "Oh, this is such a perfect trailer. It shows so little of the movie." I'm like, "That's the movie."
Yeah, exactly. They probably show too much.
That's the movie. It's like shots of that, shots of toys, shots of a really messed up old TV.
Yeah, and it shows like the old cartoon, which really old cartoons from like the like 60s and earlier are just creepy on their own, just by themselves.
Yeah.
So they the fact that they used them in this movie, which is also funny because at the beginning of the movie it says that all the cartoons are public domain. Which that's another thing I want to bring up. A huge thing I want to bring up is that this movie was shot for only $15,000.
Yeah.
So it's like super low budget.
And I think it made like 100 times. I think it made like
over $1 million.
I think it was like $1.5 million. So it made like 100 times its budget,
right?
Which is absolutely crazy. Which honestly, like, pure respect for this. Like, even if you don't like this movie, obviously you don't have to. But if you don't like this movie, you gotta have at least some respect for it.
Yeah,
you know?
Especially because it's not really a movie. In all honesty, it's more of an experience. Like I feel like. Which I don't know, I haven't seen really much interviews with the director or anything, but I feel like what he's trying to do with this is make it feel like a children's nightmare, like a child's nightmare.
Yeah.
Because it truly does feel like a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's such an otherworldly experience.
Yeah, because it's kind of like nonsensical at times, but just creepy. Creepy things are happening. And so, yeah, I really do feel like it really does feel. I've also seen people say like it's someone like in a coma, like a kid in a coma or something like that.
I can see that too.
Either one of those things works really well because this movie really does feel like a nightmare, and I think that's why it can actually really come off as creepy at times.
Yeah, and there's one scene like the first like hour or so was really hard to watch because all it was, like we said, is just furniture and all that. Nothing really happens like at all in the first hour.
Yeah.
But then there's a scene that's in the bedroom, and you'll know it if you watch it. That scene was so freaking creepy. And like if you can make it to that scene and then you don't like what you're watching after that bedroom scene, then you can stop watching it, and I understand. But I just implore that if you watch this movie, at least make it past it. I know that's a lot to ask for, but like from there on, there's a bedroom scene. There's like maybe like 2 or 3 other scenes after that just really unnerved me. Like there's one scene after the bedroom scene that just like legitimately like affected me, like emotionally, like in a way that I haven't felt in a horror movie. Like I can't even explain it in words.
And I'll say that there's something about this movie in regards to the horrible video camera quality, and also we didn't even say this, the audio quality is awful as well. Honestly, the audio is so bad at times that there's subtitles.
So it's hard to hear.
It's hard to hear what they're saying. But there's something about it that really like immersed me in the movie. Like even the first hour, like I'll say the first hour was probably like a little rough, but there was just something about it that it was not purely boring for me.
It almost like hypnotized you into this aesthetic, into the feel of this movie. That first hour where nothing really happens, it just like kind of like puts you into that trance.
But yeah, this movie is so strange, and like I said, I can't really recommend it. Like I said, just watch that trailer. If you can watch that trailer and say, hey, this would be a good movie if it was just this trailer,
right?
But longer, then you'll probably like it. But like overall, it's a movie where like if somebody hates this movie, like it's like I completely understand because it's a very strange, experimental, low budget horror film.
My biggest complaint probably for the movie is I feel like it could have been cut down maybe like 20 to 30 minutes. If it was shorter, I feel like I would love it even more, which I still love it in a strange way. But I feel like it could have benefited a lot being shorter. But overall, it's just like I said, it's an experience.
I do think it could have been cut down to maybe even like, I've seen a lot of people say this, so it's not, so if you hear me say this, it's not just me copying, but it really could have been like 80 minutes, probably like not even a full hour and a half. But the way I feel about this movie is so strange, and like you said, it's almost not like a movie. Like it's hard to describe it as a movie, and it's so strange that it's honestly, we're not going to even grade it because I really don't know how to. I don't know what basis to grade it on. I like it a lot, but also at the same time, it's like my brain can't really fully figure out how to grade it at all.
It's almost like it's almost like a creepypasta somebody made into like it's almost like a full length like YouTube video, creepy YouTube video.
Because
well made one.
Because every grade I think of, I'll like, oh, that's too high. But then if I go a little bit low, I'm like, oh, that's too low. I'm like, there's no grade I can think of that's like the good spot for it.
Exactly.
Well, anyways, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, comment and let us know what you thought about Skinamarink.
And don't forget to follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and TikTok, all at The Awesome Padron Show. And we both have individual TikToks, which we'll put down below.
And as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see us later.